Hi, everyone. Do you have the ability to love beyond beliefs? You see, this is the greatest leadership skill that any human being can possess. And it is widely ignored, often avoided, rarely discussed in the boardroom. And it is single handedly the most profound solution to the issues in most organizations, in communities, in schools throughout the world. The ability to love beyond beliefs can single-handedly transform any of the challenges that we have. Now, you may think, yeah, Gina, that's real pie in the sky, right? You're running the energy CEO. You talk about energy. We're here to actually do real business, real work, the stuff that's actually going to move the dial. Loving beyond beliefs is the only way we are going to move the dial. Now, for those of you who are still watching this video, because just the fact that I said the word loving, many people jumped and they're like, this is too soft for me. I'm out of here. They're not ready for the message that you're about ready to hear. Because loving beyond beliefs is not this woohoo esoteric soft skill. Loving beyond beliefs needs to be taught in every single organization, school, community alike across the world. And by doing so, we would have the ability to solve our DEI issues that exist, any inequality issues that happen throughout the world, any tensions or conversation landmines that are occurring in any venue. Family matters would improve. Relationships would get far better. Friendships would strengthen. Communities would become more healthy. All of this would occur by every human being having the ability to love beyond beliefs. So let's break this down. What is loving beyond beliefs? Do you have the ability to love, to see light and love in another human being who is looking at you, even though they carry different beliefs? See, this can happen in many areas. I'm going to give you a scenario. And this can occur in so many different facets of life, but I'm going to give you some really, probably for some of you, triggering. So this is a warner, this is a warning, this is a trigger warning that some of you may feel very uncomfortable with what I'm about ready to say. And that uncomfortability is actually what precedes growth if you let it. Everybody has the choice to jump and not listen to what I'm about ready to say. But if you do choose to listen, you also have the ability to transform so many aspects of your life. So I'm going to give you a couple of scenarios, a couple of examples. Let's say we're going to be really just super apparent in some of these. So let's say that somebody is a Republican, and in the US, somebody's a Republican and they don't believe in the Democratic viewpoint. I'm not saying one's better or worse. I'm just simply giving you opposing forces. Or somebody's a Democrat and they don't believe in the Republican viewpoints. Do you have the ability to still stare at a human being and see their love and light and stay open? Or do you get triggered? Do you enter the conversation fighting? Do you get into the conversation already having your mind set? Now, I'm not saying you need to change your beliefs. That is not what I'm saying when I say love beyond beliefs. What I'm saying is, are you able to see love in another human being and to sit with kindness and compassion and openness and be able to listen to their viewpoints, even though they are beyond your beliefs, and be okay with it? Because it is a very rare human being who has the ability to love another human being beyond beliefs. Here's another example. Are you able to see somebody, if you are very religious, right? I don't mean very, however you want to take that word, right? There's different levels, I suppose, of being religious. You have extreme religion, you have moderate religion, just like politics. Are you able to listen to somebody, literally really listen to them and stare in their eyes and see God staring back at you? Are you able to see the light looking back at you, even though they carry different beliefs? Or are you sitting in a space listening, thinking they're going to hell because they don't believe what you believe? Harsh but true. Many of you come from a background and environment that literally stares at another human being, and you listen to them. You think that you might be hearing them, but meanwhile, you have this profound belief that they're going to hell because they don't believe what you believe. Do you have the ability to love beyond beliefs? It's funny how judgment sneaks in, isn't it? Real interesting how judgment sneaks in. Because we think that we're living a really wonderful, good life, that we're a good person doing good things. But how many times do you judge? How many times do you judge another human being for what they say, for what their beliefs are? Do you have the ability to love beyond beliefs? Or is it simply lip service? Do you say you do? But meanwhile, the internal dialogue, the internal narrative that you have running is the opposite. Do you have the ability at work to sit and hear and listen and have compassion and see the light of God looking back at you? The light, the energy, I don't care what you call it, whether you call it God, whether you call it universe, whether you call it spirit, whether you call it energy, makes no difference. Do you see it? Do you see it within them? Are you able to love them beyond beliefs, beyond your own beliefs? Or do you allow your beliefs to run the show? Loving beyond beliefs, teaching people how to love beyond beliefs, choosing to love beyond beliefs is how we change this world. Now, you may think it's structure, or we have to have new processes, and we have to have new, government ways of being, and we have to have different services, and we could go on and on and on and have a brainstorm session and all the ways that the world has to change in order for it to change. In the way, be careful, in the way that you want it to change. What happens if somebody else doesn't want it to change the way you do? Do you have the ability to look at that person and love them beyond beliefs? Interesting. How many organizations right now, how many of you, if you are in leadership roles, predominant leadership roles in your organizations, how many of you are helping people love beyond their beliefs? If you're really passionate about DEI, it is literally the single most effective and only way you're going to be able to solve DEI issues is by teaching people to love beyond beliefs. Or do you choose judgment? Do you even catch yourself? Interesting. And this certainly is not a video to point fingers, because anybody listening to this is a human being with different beliefs and who deserve to be loved. And I can't see your eyes right now, but I can feel them. And when I look and when I choose to feel, I feel the energy, I feel the universe, I feel God, I feel the light looking back at me, regardless on who you are, regardless on where you sit in the organization or in the world. Do you have the ability to love beyond beliefs? Imagine a world where we have taught our children how to love beyond beliefs. Imagine a world where organizations and coworkers can look at each other and love beyond beliefs. You see, this isn't this utopian philosophy coming from me. This is actually possible. It's not only possible, people are doing it daily with themselves. I've spent years, I know other people have spent years, and some of you out there have spent years working on yourself, really honing in on the beliefs, shifting your beliefs. You see, loving beyond beliefs is a choice. You have to choose it and be willing to do the work, because it's work that it's going to take to love beyond beliefs, to shift your beliefs. Because if you choose to love beyond beliefs, what you're saying is you are choosing a new belief. You are choosing to believe that there are no beliefs that are right, wrong, good, bad, pass, fail. You are choosing to believe that everyone has a right to believe whatever they choose to believe, and that doesn't make them wrong. You are choosing to love beyond beliefs. It's the only way we're going to change the world. It's literally how we build the new world. Sure, there's structure and there will be process and there's leadership harmonics and trainings and all the beautiful things that we love to intellectualize, right? All that. Sure, we can take that with us into the new world, the new structure, the new existence. Absolutely. But none of it will matter if we do not have a world, if we do not choose individually to love beyond beliefs. There's so much more I could talk about. And I will, throughout the days, throughout the months, years, so on and so forth. But just sit with it and really ask yourself, do you love beyond beliefs? Do you even want to? Because if you want to, that's a whole other, that's when it gets fun. That's a whole other story. That's where game on, right? We get to build a beautiful world in a way that truly is transformative. It's beautiful and it's healthy and it's filled with children who live without judgment, who grow up to be adults who live without judgment. We can teach it. Do you want to? Loving beyond beliefs is single-handedly the greatest skill, the greatest ability any leader, any child, any human being on this planet can possess. And it's possible. It's possible. And if we have enough people making the choice to love beyond beliefs, we will change this world. And the new world will be beautiful.